Here we go.
You guys, I am so excited to be having this call with Lori Funk. You guys, she's becoming such a kindred spirit. Known her for years, but wow, you hear me say it all the time, but the biggest gift of all in Arbonne is the relationships and the friendships that you build. And it is so fun to be able to work alongside just amazing, incredible people. And Lori called me just the other day, and we were like on the same page. She was calling about something completely different, and our conversation turned into how we were feeling and what we felt like was going on. And it just rang so true to me because we've had the most amazing month ever, the best GTC we've ever had in my 11 years of being in this business. I've never been more excited about the opportunity that I see and how clear of a path it is for us in Arbonne. But yet, I'm not kidding you. The last week, I felt I could feel myself pulling back. I kind of went into a little bit of a cave. Like I being a little bit of a hermit. I was doing some things for my business, but not anywhere where I was knowing that I was batting for the fences. And we just had that conversation. Wait a minute. There is something wrong here. Like we have got to make sure that we push through, because there is something that is very true in human behavior, is that when you get close to something and when you achieve something great and you like there's something super amazing that happens, it can be really natural to pull back right after instead of forge ahead. And now is the time that we are completely claiming, oh, we're forging ahead. Like there is no doubt about it. Like this is our time. It is our time to serve people. It is our time to reach out to people, to transform lives, transform people from the inside out because of what we offer, both with products and the business. And I am rock solid on the fact that if we can keep our focus, if we can maintain our, why we're doing what we're doing and our passion behind it and keep moving forward, this is the beginning of absolute greatness of what God can do through people, what can happen when people step out in faith, when we move ourselves out of our comfort zones, and when we make ourselves move forward, even when stuff is happening in our lives, because that's so happening all over the place, right? And one of my things that I ran to, this is one of my favorite books, and those of you on my team know this, but it's called An Enemy Called Average by John Mason. For those of you that I don't know, you guys, I think this is one of my favorite books that I've read over the last couple of years. And what I love about John Mason, I was telling Lori, is that he speaks really succinctly. The chapters are very short. And I am that person where by the time I get into bed, I'm dog tired. But I love being able to say to myself, okay, I can read one page before I go to bed. And John Mason's perfect because you can read a chapter and it's like 2 pages. But his nugget number 17 of it, from An Enemy Called Average, because you guys, being average is absolutely our enemy. Absolutely our enemy. That is not what we're called to be at all. Like we are literally, every single one of us is designed to do great things and to be the best of our ability. And well, there's a gazillion things, as you all know, that I love about Arbonne, but I love that my job is to continue to progress to being the best version of myself. And Arbonne so pushes me to do that. So what he talks about in this is Don't Quit After Victory is the title of this short chapter. And so he says the 2 most common times people quit is after a defeat and after a victory, which how crazy is that to really think about? Because you would think victory spurs you on. But here's the thing. There are what happens when you achieve something is that doubt can come in. Your feeling of worthiness can come in, what you deserve. If you can keep it up, is this for real? All of this stuff can like come crashing in. And this is a quote from his book. It says, "Do not stop after a success. Keep the forward momentum. Don't stop after a failure. Dust yourself off, learn the lesson, and start up again. One of the greatest prizes of victory is the opportunity to do more. The trouble is that small doses of success have often inoculated us from catching the big victory." So picture a large boulder at the top of the hill. This boulder represents our lives. If we rock the boulder back and forth and get it moving, the momentum will make it almost unstoppable. And the same is for us. So for me, I feel like we are, for my team, you guys, we are that boulder that's like, we're about ready to like rumble like no tomorrow. But if we stop that rocking, then we're going to miss the boat. So I'm going to hand it over, to Lori a bit, but I want you to think about, get your focus intact at the beginning of it was at the beginning of the month. Sorry. In May, I talked about, okay, how do we keep the momentum going? And what's so funny is that I had to look at my notes and be like, okay, I've even backed off on some of these things that I was like, this is what we need to do. So binding together, being together, hot coals stay hot together. That's what this is all about. And we are doing this together. We are not alone.
Amen. And I did not even share with you, you're talking about the boulder and getting it going. Our team motto this year is "Be the Rock." And so I felt like in January I was praying, because every year I just pray for a focus word or a focus phrase for our team. And I kept hearing, "Be the rock, be the rock, be strong, be solid, be the rock for your family, be the rock for your business, for those people that are watching you, be rock solid," because somebody's got to be strong to get everything going and to create the momentum. And then as I was sharing with my team what was on my heart, they were saying, and we can point each other to the rock every time. And I thought, there's just so much that can be centered around that boulder. It's not just a rock, it's a boulder. But as you were sharing, also had come to mind that something that I had heard the other day was that God doesn't call the equipped, he equips the called. And you guys, I truly feel like this is such a calling to do something so big. This is a vehicle to do something so much bigger than us. And I saw a shirt on a t-shirt today that said, "Do something bigger than yourself." And so I want to really highly encourage you to not settle, to be that boulder that creates the change that you want to see, be, and make happen, not only on your team, but for other people that are watching you, that want to maybe be brave and want to change in their own life, but they don't know how to even get started. They're watching you to see what's possible. So you guys, this is such a precious time. And, I feel like a lot of us do shrink back many times when something big's getting ready to happen, because I feel like we have obstacles that come our way. And many times it's just easier to retreat. And I was sharing with some of my team today, that's where we get to see character come alive. Our character come alive. Our will to do something bigger and not shrink back. Our will to be better than the average, like you talked about tonight. And so this is where we get to, when we have obstacles, that's where we get chipped away and refined out into that diamond that is going to come out shining so big. And, that's where God, whenever you have challenges, that's where he gets to use you so big. Without tests, we have no testimony. And so he also grows you during those moments. If it was always great, there's no growing periods. So I truly feel like no matter what comes our way, and I share with my team, there will be things that come your way when you're doing something big, because Satan plays a good game of isolation. He's good at it. And he wants to keep you quiet because you have something big to share and you have an opportunity to change lives. So there's 3 big things that I had on my heart that I wanted to share that I heard one time. I think it was a leader in Arbonne that shared there's 3 big things that it takes to win: unity, perseverance, and communication. So I want to talk about this for a second. Number 1, when we're locked arm in arm, edifying each other and unified like no tomorrow, like I saw people doing from GTC, they came home and they set up text, with their team, and they were literally holding each other accountable and sharing their wins together. And I've been sharing with my team, the more we are unified, sharing our wins, big or small, the bigger the wins are going to be, because the more brave we become when we're focused on the wins instead of looking at what's not happening. So I want you to start sharing, big or small, share your wins and lock arms. Get your text going with each other and share with each other your wins every day so that you guys can help each other be brave. Perseverance. That's the second thing it takes to accomplish something big. And I will tell you that I don't know anybody that just arrives. It just happens. They just come floating in. You guys see our highlight reels on Facebook, but you don't know what happens. We face challenges out there. If you're going to accomplish something big, then you got to have some testimonies along the way. And how are you going to get those testimonies? It's through perseverance. It's from when we hit obstacles saying, this isn't stopping us. We are not little women. We are not little men. We are created and called to do big things, to not be average. And so we persevere. And so when we've had tough times, like this year in my home, losing my dad, I would go to that computer and I'd type in Bible verses on perseverance. And I'm not kidding you guys. It'd be like all these Bible verses on perseverance. I think he's trying to tell us something in my favorite book. And so you guys, there is great reward right on the other side of perseverance. And it comes when we surrender and we say, okay, we're going to put faith and obedience behind that. And you guys, faith and fear do not live in the same house. They can't. They don't exist together. They don't work together. So I want to challenge you to persevere and choose faith over fear, and just think, which one am I turning to in all circumstances? And like Julie and I were talking about, confusion, being overwhelmed, feeling unsettled, like some of us do, like heart pounding, feeling like I had felt tonight. Even my phone was shut. It just completely shut down, and I found myself at AT&T, and I thought, okay, you are that scared of me? Like, Satan, you're that scared? Because that's not stopping me either. Because we always find a way to win. We do. When we want it bad enough, we find a solution. So all that confusion and overwhelmed and all that stuff is really fear creeping in. So choose faith over fear and be solution oriented. When something comes your way, I want you to stop and go, pass. I'm going to pass the test. Start texting each other. We do that on our team. We text, and we've gotten away from that lately. We need to start texting each other and going, pass, pass, pass. Because my favorite verse in the Bible is, if you resist him, he will flee. So you guys, these next 2 weeks, while we're accomplishing something big through unity and perseverance, and I'm getting ready to talk about the next one, is communication. We're going to communicate so big that he can't get in. Because we are going to lock arms and we're going to text each other. And when something comes our way, we're going to go, pass. That's all you got to text your sponsor or your friend or your accountability partner. Pass, all caps. And then you know in your heart that you're resisting whatever the enemy is trying to hold you back from. So that's really some of the biggest things that I wanted to share, Julianne, but I love you to pieces. And I'm so thankful that we have strong leadership in Arbonne. I'm telling you, the best of the best. Some of the strongest people I've ever met in my entire life. And we are all locking arms with all of you. And we are gonna hold on to the special magic that happened at GTC. And we're gonna take this thing to a whole new level.
I totally agree. Lori, I couldn't say it any better. Like, I'm so excited. So make the decision and make it multiple times during your day that you are forging ahead. We are creating crazy momentum, and we are on a path, and I want you to bat for the fences.
Yeah.
Bat for the fences. Okay. Do not get in your head about if you're doing it the right way, saying it the right way, asking in the right ask, whatever. your job is to put it out there. When you are authentically in that place of knowing why you're doing, what you're passionate about, and what your motivation is, and you just put it out to the world, nothing can stop you. Nothing can. And it's going to resonate with people. It's not with some others. That's okay. The best thing about what we do is we don't need everybody to be successful at this. We don't. And you don't want everybody. We want the right people on the bus. And this is an energy bus. So I love that book by John Gordon. So Bat for the Fences, just make that decision over and over and over again. Like, this is your time to shine, and do not be distracted. Get the blinders on, be solution oriented, like Lori said, and we are going to knock this month out of the park. Out of the park.
Out of the park. And I am chuckling when you say you don't have to have all the answers. I think back to my first summer I started Arbonne. I didn't know the science and all this other stuff behind anything. I was just ignorance on fire is better than knowledge on ice. That was me. I was out there. I remember my first presentation. I will say my second one. The first one, it was a good story to tell everybody. The second one, I still did not know anything, but I went in there so fired up that I sold almost $1,000, but I was giving host rewards away to every single person. I didn't know what I was doing. I thought everybody got $100 and some with the products. And so I remember calling my sponsor going, oh my goodness, everybody got this, this, and this. And she goes, oh, you gave away host rewards to everybody? And she paused and she goes, everything's fixable. And I loved it that she said that, because we did fix it. And I had huge, crazy volume from that presentation. But I remember not knowing anything but saying to people, look at my face. Look at my face. Try this on the back of your hands. I mean, I was just telling stories and sharing with people. So you guys, you can't mess this up if you're excited. Facts tell, but stories sell. So go be you and have fun. I had so much fun, and that's what people were drawn to. I was so fired up about the products. That's what people were drawn to. I was just getting them on people's hands, and that's how I am right now with that device. And I know you guys will have it soon, but you don't have to have it to sell it, because I'm literally just showing pictures, texting pictures. I'm so excited about it, I can't quit talking about it, and it makes people want it. And half the time, I don't even have that device with me. It's the stories that sell. So you guys, go have fun. Let's go do this so big and have fun together, and just be real, be you, and choose faith over fear.
Love you guys.
Bye, everybody.
So much. Good night.
Bye, everybody.